Welcome back. You're still watching The Perspective with Bimanta Swastoya and Mr. Tony Kwok from Hong Kong, ICAC.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. There are two things that I retain from your conversation is that, first of all, you're talking about a government role, in this case the governor, in easing the tension between the two sides. And the second one is the question of amnesty for the police officers. Can we talk about this more?
Yeah, sure. At that time, honestly, the ICAC was totally devastated. They thought there's an amnesty, we have to throw away all our cases under investigation and start again. And thought it's a terrible thing. In fact, the media also came out to attack the governor, for making a terrible decision to sort of kill the ICAC, so to speak. But fortunately, we have a good commissioner who said that no, we should start refresh, and we should keep solidarity, and we should continue to do our job to clean all the ongoing corruption. So that was one of the advice I gave to Capica. Don't be disheartened. We should keep solidarity and continue to do the job. And let me tell you that I have been around in many Asian countries, advising on anti-corruption agencies, and I know many anti-corruption agencies. As far as I'm concerned, compared with in Southeast Asia, for example, you have Singapore, you have Malaysia, you have Cambodia, you have Vietnam, you have Brunei, Philippines. If you ask me who is probably the most effective anti-corruption agency, I'll probably say Singapore. You ask me who's the second most effective agency, not just me, many people consider Capica. Because Capica actually, although he had not been there for a long time, he actually demonstrated that they have the independence, they have the professionalism, they have the integrity, they have the courage, they have the perseverance to deal with big fish cases, irrespective of any political implication. That is not that often you can find in some other Asian countries.
But this is what is being threatened now.
So this is, as I said, this is what you would be expected. If you want to do a good job, particularly if you want to do a good job, then you need to deal with police corruption. If you deal with police corruption, then inevitably you will expect confrontation. So basically it's how to resolve these issues and bring a better future and build in a better working relationship. So what I've been suggesting is that there's a short term and long term. And short term and long term is how to deal with the current conflict. The current conflict, I think, the most important current conflict is that there seems to be a public perception, rightly or wrongly, that it's more than coincidence. Then you can have 4 commissioners suddenly receive complaint, and then they are subject to investigation, etc. Must be more than a coincidence. So one is not unreasonable to suggest that there must be some concerted effort, orchestra by somebody, in order to damage the Capica. So somebody really needs to step in. To help Capica. I think everything should be done under the law. So I'm not suggesting that these kind of investigations should be stopped. No, everything should carry the normal course legally. But the question is that in this kind of background, the police, if they continue to investigate this case, they're investigating it under a perceived conflict of interest. People believe that there may be an ulterior motive in doing it. So for them to continue, it actually is a conflict of interest. So hence, this is the principle. If you are involved in conflict of interest, you should not investigate. So really somebody should investigate. So who should be that somebody? So one readily available suggestion is that the president already have this team of 9, for example. So maybe a lot of people suggested, and I don't disagree with that. So all you need is the president to make a decree and say that this team of 9 will take over this investigation and investigate it properly in its normal course.
They're not investigators.
But they can be they certainly have people who are quite professional among them, and they can of course co-opt people, as they wish, prosecutors, whatever, as they wish, just to assist them in the investigation, or at least at the end of the day they supervise the investigation. So that would be seen to be fair to the public, that justice carry a normal course without any perceived conflict of interest. So that would be the short term. The long term is that, as what the governor did, immediately he would try to call for a comprehensive review of the role of KPK, the role of the police, the partnership, and I can see a lot of good things that can go to KPK. KPK are actually, they're doing a good job, but they are certainly deficient in a number of areas. Lack of resources, clearly. I mean, in ICAC, we have 7 million population. The ICAC have 1,300 staff.
And
you have 200. Yeah, you have less than a few hundred only. I mean, you have 30 times. 30 times. 30 times our population. But much less than that. That sort of thing. I mean, KPK can only deal with big fish. What about those small fishes? They are equally important. They can only deal with public sector corruption. What about business sector corruption?
Exactly.
What about election? So I mean, if you have a comprehensive review, you can make a much better KPK
environment for that. And one thing is, when you say in Hong Kong it's the governor, you mean here the president should take the lead in that sense?
Well, I think certainly, I mean, as I said, I go around the world, there are many anti-corruption agencies. Some are more successful, some are less successful. The reason why those are more successful is only one overriding factor: is top political will. Political will. So if you don't have the top political will, whether it's president or prime minister, forget it.
Okay. We have to break again. Be patient with me. Please stay with us. We will be back.